Hello friends, in this video we'll see the experiment number 1, which is verification of impulse momentum principle. So in this video, very first video of experiment number 1, you will understand the aim of the experiment, objective, principle and the analysis related to that experiment. As you know, the aim of this experiment is to verify the impulse momentum principle, but not only the limited to this extent wherein we will be verifying the impulse momentum principle, but also we will try to determine the coefficient of impact, because you know no one impact can be perfect. No one impact can be perfect, and therefore in this experiment we can also determine the coefficient of impact along with verification of impulse momentum. So this we will do under the two conditions. One is using the flat pen and another is hemispherical pen. We will allow the water jet to strike on the flat pen. In that case also we will verify the impulse momentum principle and we will try to determine the coefficient of it. In the second case, when the hemispherical vane or disc will be having, in that case also we will allow the jet to strike on it and we will verify the impulse momentum principle as well, determine the coefficient of impact. You all know what is impulse momentum principle. What impulse momentum principle states that whenever momentum change takes place, the applied force is responsible for that momentum change. If you see the statement, what it states that the rate of change of momentum is directly proportionate to the applied force and it takes place in the same direction as that of the applied force. That means in any direction, if force is applied, let us say Fx is the force applied in the x direction, that force will lead to the change in the momentum, and if you want to measure the change in momentum, it is the initial momentum minus final momentum. Mathematically, if you want to put it, you can say Fx is equal to mass into acceleration, and acceleration is the change in velocity with respect to time. So the force applied in a time which lead to mass into the change in velocity. Mass into change in velocity. Now we'll see the case number 1, wherein force is exerted by the jet of water on the stationary vertical plane. So in this case, we have the setup like this. I'll explain you before, because I am going to explain you theory. So in this case we have plate like this. And here our jet is going to exert a force in this direction. Okay, with velocity v. Plate is stationary. Now if you want to calculate the force exerted by the jet on the stationary flat plate, as per the impulse momentum principle, you can say the rate of change of momentum in the direction of force is nothing but the initial momentum minus final momentum per unit time, and it is nothing but mass per unit time into initial velocity minus final velocity. Now what is mass per unit time? The mass per unit time can be calculated as rho AV, and initial velocity minus final velocity. So in this case, if the force is exerted by the jet with the velocity v, v is the initial velocity, and in the same direction what is the final velocity? It is the 0. So in the x direction, if this is the x direction, then in this direction initial velocity is v, final velocity is 0. And therefore force exerted by the jet of water on the stationary flat plate in this direction can be calculated as rho a v square. But this is the theoretical force. You understood? Then we have second case. In that case also we are going to calculate the theoretical force and the experimental force, and then we will be going to decide the coefficient of it. In the second case, we have plate, hemispherical plate. We have hemispherical plate, and jet is exerting the force at the center. Jet is having velocity v, and let us say this is the x direction. What happens? It moves over the plate and comes out in the direction of the plate. So this is the theta angle. You will be given the angle of curvature of the hemispherical plate. In this case, theta is given around 68 degrees centigrade. 68 degrees. So when it strikes over there at the center and comes out, it is resolved into two components, which is the cos component and the sine component. So if you see, the force in this direction is v, and in the same direction is the minus v cos theta. So let us see here, the component of the velocity perpendicular to the jet is v sin theta, and therefore force exerted by jet in the direction of jet, you can write mass per second into initial velocity minus final velocity. So initial velocity in this case is v, and final velocity v2x. 2 stands for the outlet, x stands for the direction. So v2x is the final velocity in the direction of jet, which you can write in as minus v cos theta, because v cos theta is in negative direction as that of the v, and therefore fx can be calculated at rho a v, that is mass per second, into initial velocity v minus of minus v cos theta. So minus become plus, and force in x direction can be written mathematically as rho a v square into 1 plus cos theta. Let's forget about this. Okay, so this is something which we can call theoretical force, which you can use for calculating the theoretical force. In the next video, I'll explain you the experimental setup and the procedure for conducting experiment and the observation table. Thank you very much for the patience listening. Thank you very much.